My name's Tom Sipin from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Four Winds Martial Arts. I'm here with my son Kaylee today, and we're doing a set of DVDs on the Philippine martial arts, specifically and Eskrima, Kali, and Arnis. A couple of things with those on the names. There's a lot of different, as in other countries, there's a lot of different martial arts styles. There's a little bit of discussion on the differences between Eskrima, Kali, and Arnis. Some of the main things as far as beginners or as far as most people are concerned, a lot of the differences are in dialects, what part of the country you were from, what time era it was. There are some differences specific to each style, but a lot of them, they're more similar than they are different as far as like with the other arts from Japan, Korea, the other countries. I've been studying since I was about 3.5 years old. I've been teaching since 1972 in martial arts. I've been a police officer since 1979. I've been training police and security since 1980, everything from deadly force, firearms, tactical rifle, everything else down to all through defensive tactics. My son is a 4th degree black belt, I believe a 4-time world champion in the Philippine arts, full contact stick fighting and in forms. I'm a 9th degree black belt in Doce Pares Eskrima, and the style that we're going to be doing is mostly Doce Pares. The Doce Pares school is one of the oldest established schools, Eskrima styles in the Philippines. It's been straight through documented since 1932. And there's a good majority of the other styles that do claim some connection somewhere along with the people that were in it. One of the things that's beneficial with Doce Pares is with a lot of the other styles, they were headed by one person, and which means that you get one specific view or one input as far as the different weapons or range that they work on. Doce Pares originally was 12 people. Shortly after that, it was adapted to 24 people. But even with the original 12, there was 12 distinctly different styles, 12 distinctly different opinions as far as weapon combinations, you know, in close, a little bit farther, stick, stick and dagger, longer stick, whip. There are different combinations. So with Doce Pares, it offers a little bit more variations, which we're going to be hopefully showing a few different things. With the Philippine arts. With the variations that we hope to get through, we're going to be starting with single stick. We're going to be covering basics and then going on to more advanced. We're going to be doing double stick. We'll be getting into stick and dagger, sword and dagger techniques, espada y daga, and also some open hand and dagger training. The focus is a little bit different with the Philippine arts in that most of the other martial arts, China, Japan, Korea, Okinawa, usually they focus on learning your empty-handed basic techniques and then progress as you go on to learning the weapons. Whereas a lot of times with the Philippine arts, you start with the weapon training first and then progress to open hands. One of the reasons they do that is the teaching of body mechanics. What they find is if you take someone off the street and you teach them, you know, and you just ask them how to punch, they usually just punch maybe just with their elbow. All right, so now you take them back to your basics and you're trying to teach them their body mechanics, how to use their shoulder, how to use their hips, how to step into their techniques. Whereas what they found with in the Philippines, what they believed is you gave someone a heavy weapon basically to start with, and you just have them work on basic swinging patterns. And what happens is if you just use your wrist or you just use your elbow with that heavy weapon, pretty soon that joint starts to cause pain because it doesn't work very well. So almost out of saving pain to yourself, you learn how to, instead of use the joint, you focus on using your whole body as you get into things. So it's a little bit easier to teach people your body mechanics, your hips, shoulders, getting your whole body into what you're doing by using a weapon, training first, and then when you take the weapon out and you translate that to your open-handed techniques and you already have your body mechanics in. You know, obviously there'll be some people that think that's beneficial. It's not. One of the other opinions with that or discussions is that a lot of the different Philippine styles feel that it's fun, when you get into the punching, kicking, grappling. The Philippines, just like the other countries, have their own specific indigenous art forms, martial arts forms as far as empty-handed. But what they believed, a lot of them, is if someone's trying to hurt you, they usually use their hands and their feet. You may lose, but if you do, you usually have a chance to train harder, come back tomorrow and try it again. Whereas if someone's trying to do you serious harm or kill you, which unfortunately is a lot more likely nowadays with the gangs and multiple attacks, what they feel is learn how to save your life first. Because if someone's trying to really do you serious harm, it's usually multiple opponents, it's usually weapons are involved. So that's where, again, maybe common sense wise, you learn how to save your life first, the more serious things against weapons, working with and controlling and defending against weapons. And then later on you have time for the fun stuff like punching, kicking, elbows, and knees. Again, what we hope to go through is a few different things on the different ranges, empty-handed and with the weapons. We'll start basic and we'll work on up. This first tape is going to be working mostly on single stick, where some of the basics that we'll be doing are common to most of the Philippine arts, and some of them also we hope to present some things that are specific to Doce parties. As we start on our basic strikes, a couple of things we want to cover first. First being your grip, okay, proper grip. A few different people, different styles, again, have different opinions on this as far as how would you be gripping, particularly for different types of purposes. For what we're going to be doing with almost everything today, even with the twirling, it's a full hand grip. What we use is you're going to keep your whole hand closed, not this or not this, because every time you release part of your grip, it's a lot more likely that one, you aren't going to transmit power, two, the likelihood that you're going to disarm yourself is a lot greater. So the full hand grip, your hand stays closed, but it's not squeezed. It's not so tight that your arm can't move, because you need flexibility, you need relaxation to be able to move. So when you spin, the hand stays closed, but it's relaxed. So full hand grip, not open, not open. Okay, and then going through on the basics as far as targets and the strikes that we're doing, bring my son out, Kaylee. Yeah, now, again, just a couple of explanations on here between hitting, slashing, some of the basic techniques we're going to be covering and the names for them. A strike or hitting would be hit and stop, or hit and retract. Hit and stop, it doesn't go through. A slash goes through. The slash goes through. And then we'll be covering thrusting. Thrusting, you could either use the long end of the stick, or you could be using the butt end of the stick, or the puño, to do it. And we're going to be using, those are some of the basic principles of it. The other one we'll get into as we go along. Now, to start with, the easiest, just the horizontal. The first couple of cuts that we're going to be using, we refer to as blade cuts. Some of the sticks, and again, even some of the styles, everything they train with, they feel is a blade. And again, where that came from a little bit is when during the Spanish occupation with the Philippines, it was outlawed to practice with a blade, so they used sticks. But some people kept that to where, well, everything we train with is only designed to work with a blade. And some people, when they were working with the sticks, figured, well, this is a stick, so we can use it also as a stick, not just as a blade. So I'll explain the differences on those. But to start with, we're going to be using blade cuts, which means that at moment of contact, when you hit, you would be making contact with the blade. So if I'd be hitting with the side of the blade or the back of the blade with these first cuts, it's not strong, it's not a good position for your wrist or for your hand to be transmitting power. So with a blade cut, the first ones that are blade cuts, as you hit your target, when you hit, at moment of contact, you're making contact with the blade. First of those would just be a horizontal. Okay, just open your hands. Okay, horizontal, a blade cut, you're just coming across. And again, with this, you can do the cuts, or as you learn how to do it, you can also start using better body mechanics. You're transmitting. Your movement starts, you get a little bit of snap from every joint, from your ankle, your knee, your hips, up, your shoulders, all the way your wrist and your hand. So the less you move, the less you have in. Later on, as you learn, you're going to be getting a little bit more movement, so you have more power on your body mechanics. They'll work better, which translate to the same thing with a knife, where you're making small movements, but you still have power coming through because you have that little bit of snap from each joint coming up. So again, horizontal is just going across. Could be high, could be low, also called planza. Okay, but again, it's a blade cut, slashing through, slashing through. A diagonal cut, you could be coming down on a diagonal. Usually we focus about from the neck or the shoulder, coming out down to the ribs. I could be doing a diagonal to the head. This is a good time to explain on other things too. The strikes that I use, I could be doing a horizontal, I mentioned, to the body, to the leg, to the head. I could be doing a diagonal. His target might be the hand. His target might be the arm. His target might be the head. It doesn't matter. It's just the same. It's the angle of the attack. Again, another thing with this is where it translates to open hands, other things too, is you might be working an attack from this angle, whether it's with a long stick or a shorter stick or with your hand or with a foot. It's the angle that we're working at. So getting back with the basic strikes, a diagonal, we're focusing for practice, okay, from the shoulder down to the ribs. And again, being a blade cut, we're slashing through, but then we're turning around and slashing back up. So a diagonal down, a diagonal up. A diagonal down, diagonal up. In this particular instance, I'm going down to the right, up to the left. Down to my right, up to my left, making sure that the wrist breaks as you go through your target so that it's blade going through and blade going through. Now, same as I did a diagonal down to the right, up to the left, same thing. I can do a diagonal down to the left, up to the right. Okay, it doesn't matter. Diagonal is a diagonal. And again, target doesn't matter. It's the angle of the attack and getting your body mechanics into it. Now, you have your horizontal, you have your diagonals either to the right or to the left. Okay, now if you put those together with the first ones, I've got a downward figure eight. And again, this could be to his head, could be to his body, his arms. If I'm blocking, could be to any of those. It's just the technique. But this is a blade cut, a downward figure eight. I could be doing, just reverse it, an upward figure eight. Now this is the same blade cut coming through. Open. This could be coming up to the body, to the ribs. This could be coming up to the head, arm. This could be coming up to the hand or the arm. So on blade cuts, horizontal, diagonal down, diagonal up to either side. Diagonal down, diagonal up. You put the downward diagonals together into a downward figure eight. You put the upward diagonals together into an upward figure eight. And last one on the blade cuts would be a media or snap slash. Again, this would be a perfect example of striking and retracting. Not so, and again, it's not always so much that this is the technique. The technique that I hit him with was exactly what I planned, but it's under those circumstances, I might have started one technique and changed it into another one. So it's not that I would always be planning on hitting and retracting instead of delivering all the power in, but it might have been ended up what I'm doing. Either way, strike and retract is called a media. Again, it's a blade cut, but it's just hit and pull back, hit and pull back. Could be any target. So, reviewing on blade cuts, open, horizontal, diagonal, down or up, diagonal, down or up. Put the diagonals together into a downward figure eight. Put the diagonals together into an upward figure eight, and media, hit and pull back. And the principles that those are also used on, and also the thrust, other things too, that we get into is also open and closed, okay, or inside and outside. Now, open and closed, basically what we mean with that is at moment of contact, with the blade cuts, with the, the other ones later too, but at moment of contact, open and closed, my hand is turned palm up. So it looks like my hand is opening. So that's the principle that we use for open. That would be an open strike. That would be an open slash. That would be an open thrust. At moment of contact, if my hand is turned palm down, that would be a closed strike or a closed slash or a closed thrust. So, open strike, closed strike. Open slash, closed slash. And we'll get into the thrusts right now. Okay, with the thrusts, again, I mentioned we could use either end. You can use the button, also called a puño, if you're in close. And again, reason being that it's not so much, remembering, I should have maybe started out at the beginning of the DVD, but what you want to remember is you're learning principles, you're learning angles of attack. Now, whenever you're doing anything, you have to remember a couple of things. One is, where are you, how you got there, and what's your purpose. Now, where are you might be, I'm practicing my techniques. It might be, I'm sparring, or I'm fighting in a tournament. It might be a deadly force situation, a serious self-defense. Now, for all those things, you're in a different spot. The next thing is, where are you going? Okay, again, I might be trying to make points and disengage. I might be trying to finish this person off. So those all matter in what you're considering. And as you put that together with your techniques, the purpose becomes not just, well, I want to hit with my stick. No, if I'm in closer, if I'm far away mechanically, there's more power at the end of the weapon because of physics. The end of the weapon accelerates faster, so at moment of contact, if I hit with the end of the weapon, there's going to be more power there. So ideally, I want to use the range of the weapon. I'll hit with the end of it, is going to be more power. But when you're fighting, that's why they call it a fight. Things happen. You don't plan things out. If it was totally planned out one-sided, then it's not a fight anymore, it's a beating, okay? Because I've got someone there that I can do exactly what I want to do, which doesn't happen. If I am in closer, I can use the same angle and hit with the middle of the stick. If I'm a little bit closer, I could be using my hand with the same attack. Or I could be using the butt end, the puño. So on a medium, long range, I could be hitting with the stick. Closer range, I could be hitting with the middle of the stick. Might not be as strong, but at that range, it's more practical. If I'm a little closer, I could be using my hand, I could be using the butt, the puño, I could be using the forearm, I could be using my elbow. Doesn't matter, because again, as I mentioned earlier, it's the angles that we're working on, angles of attack. So when we work on our puños, butt strikes, I could use this almost at any angle, striking, because it's where I end up. It's not what I was planning. For practice, we usually use this at 4 angles. We come straight in low, we come level with a backhand, we come down, and we come open. We come level with a forehand, okay? The other principle of that forehand, backhand also matches with the open and closed. I'll go through that real quick. Open, or going this way, an open strike, this would be the same. I'm going towards my inside, and that would also be a forehand, just like in tennis, that would be a forehand strike. Closed, I'm going towards my outside, so it would be a closed strike, it would be an outside strike. It would also be going on a backhand. So besides open to the inside forehand, it could be referred to as any of those. We have closed, backhand, or to the outside. They're all the same, okay? Backhand, closed, outside, forehand, open, inside. Okay, with the long thrusts, a straight thrust could be coming in. This almost the same thing, a straight thrust could be coming up. And then for the other 2 thrusts, basically we divide the top half into a triangle. So I'm coming in from one angle, which would be a closed thrust or an inside thrust. If I bring it up to the other half of a triangle, would be an outside thrust, it would be an open thrust. So with thrusts, with the straight thrusts, we have straight, closed, open, or straight, inside, outside. The 4th thrust that we use is called sankiri. Okay, basically what it is, it's a hook thrust. It's similar to throwing a hook, and similar with your body mechanics, but you're reaching out with it, the tip, reaching out with the tip, and then hooking through so that you can use your body mechanics as you come through, whether it's in close range or whether it's reaching out a little bit longer and then hooking through. So butt thrusts, practice at 4 angles, but you can hit at any angle. It's low, straight, level, down, level. Your long thrusts, straight, up is the same thing, closed, open, and hook thrust, sankiri. So real fast through those again, we have horizontal, open, and closed. We have diagonal, down to the right, up to the left, down to the left, up to the right. Put those together in a downward figure 8. Put those together into an upward figure 8. Media, just a backhand strike, just hitting. Your thrust, you've got your puños. If you practice at 4 angles or any angles, but you've got the butt end to strike with in close, and your long thrusts, straight, closed, open, and sankiri, or hook thrust. That would be your main basic strikes. Okay, next we're going to be going through a section on spinning, starting to work on your twirling, so you put these together. Starting off with your circles, you'll be doing upward circles, okay, and downward circles, because again, it's not even so much where these could be strikes. I could be snapping up, hitting up to a hand, up to a head bent over, up to joints. I could be hitting, obviously, on the downward circles. But the main thing is your circles start giving you the ability to string your techniques together. And what we use next would be arcos. Okay, now arcos are basically 2 circles, vertical, horizontal, or you can put them together. Okay, vertical would be 2 downward, okay, arco, and then backhand, arco. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 downward forehands, 2 downward backhand, okay, is it just arco. And then you can do the same thing horizontal, coming across. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where the first one could be a strike and striking again additional time. It could be the first movement could be blocking and striking the additional time. Or the most common would be, mixing those up, putting together 1 horizontal, 1 vertical, 1 horizontal, 1 vertical. Okay, and the next would be using those movements with your circles to string together your other techniques into combinations. So we have our basic twirling sets, or amras. We have a couple of different ways to practice on these. First one would be a 6-count amra. Okay, 2 downward forehand, 1, 2, 2 downward backhand, 3, 4, and 2 upward circles. So again, basic 6-count, down, 2, up, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Next would be 13, going to just adding on a little bit more each time. You build off the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Or arco, backhand arco, up twice, arco, backhand arco, sankiri, and backhand arco. Next would be 19, putting it together. Arco, backhand arco, up twice. Forehand arco, backhand arco, upward figure 8, 4 movements. 1, 2, 3, 4. Horizontal slash, downward circle, and reverse. That would be considered your first complete amra. Once more, be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And once more, putting together on the 19. So, putting it together on your amras, 6 count, 13 count, build it up into a 19 count. And then when you're practicing, again, obviously left hand, right hand, you can add movement to it, but then the idea is putting it together with the ability to use your basic strikes to use it fighting. Kaylee? As I mentioned before, with a particular style we use, Doce Pares, some of the main focus on it is continuous attacking, whereas some styles in the Philippines might be wider stances, closer stances, deeper stances. They might focus more on single attacks. When they're fighting, it's more boom, power, one power attack. With Doce Pares, the idea is once you start hitting, it's nonstop. Your defense is by attacking, because once I'm attacking, if it's blocked here, I'm going around it. If it's blocked here, I'm going around it. If it's blocked there, I'm going around it. If it's blocked here, I'm going around it. So the idea is that once I start, I don't stop. And then by movement adding on, that I can focus on hands, elbows, knees, or in close, the idea again would be non-stop hitting. Once you're making your first attack, you're going around, you're going around, you're going around, and continuous. So you don't take time to block, which would give him time to attack. So the idea is by learning your basic techniques, then you work on your basic twirling, then you use your amuras to get your ability to string your techniques together, and what you have is the ability to continuously Now, the only things that would be missing with that, if this was on wheels, we could show a little bit more, would be movement in and out and changing the targets. Instead of just hitting the person in the head or the body, some of those would be focused on hands or arms or any targets that he gives you. But the idea is, again, specifically with Doce Pares, is continual hitting, nonstop. Don't stop, because again, if you stop and give them the chance to attack, they will. If you continue to hit, it's the idea is you just continue until your target is, until the threat's no longer there, until the person's backed off. They have to honor your attacks. They have to be blocking, or you're just hitting them. Now we'll get to being able to work on your ability to attack, defend, and counter. Put those together in a specific set and working on different angles so that you have some reference to practice on. So this would be your basic 12 angles of attack. Okay, starting out an open strike, an open level strike to the temple, a closed level strike to the temple, open level strike about to the rib area, elbow, rib height, a closed strike to the same side, okay, the same target, opposite side. Thrust, this would be a closed inside thrust to the abdomen, an open inside thrust to the abdomen, an open strike to the knee, a closed strike to the knee, closed thrust to the chest, open thrust to the chest, a diagonal to the top of the head, and a diagonal to the top of the head. Temple, temple, ribs, ribs, abdomen, abdomen, knee, knee, chest, chest, head, head. On your blocking, now again, we have the fifth set, which later goes into the abecedero. You're practicing on your full counters, working on different ranges, your different counter sets. First thing on your basic blocking. Okay, now what we're going to do is Kaylee will be doing the attacks. Okay, so against number one, okay, now we're starting to work on our blocking. Okay, so I'm going to be blocking the stick, checking or tapping the hand. Okay, against the number one attack. Now with most of these now, when you're first starting out, we would just be doing it, we aren't going to be stepping. Afterwards, the next time when we have this down, then the defender would be stepping and facing every time. And then you can go forward and backward, we'll go through that. Okay, so the first is, with both of us staying right here, number one attack, level, block the stick, check the hand, cross block. Okay, crossing the hands. Number two, block the stick, check the hand. Number three, block the stick, check the hand. Number four, block the stick, check the hand. Number five, on thrust, besides just blocking, you want to make sure that you're moving your body out of the way. Stick's pointed down. Block, your trap is underneath. 6, block, this could be still pointed down, could be pointed up. Okay, either way, but you're blocking across. Number 6, I'm shifting my body out of the way again and trapping the hand. Number 7, block the stick, trap the hand. 8, block the stick, trap the hand. 9, shift, block the stick, trap the hand. 10, shift, block, and trap. 11 is going to be what we call payong or roof block. Okay, it's half of a roof. Payong, there's half of a roof. Okay, so if you had the two, here's half, here would be the other half coming in. So on payong against number 11, block the stick on an angle, trap the hand, and number 12, block the stick, trap the hand. Going through these on again, technical, it would be cross block, 2, double block. Double, you're using the stick and the hand, but they're not crossed. So cross, double. 3 is cross. 4, double. 5, cross. Okay, stick is pointed down. Okay, it's also called a wing block. 6 could be pointed up. or it could be pointed down. 7, again, it's a wing, block, and trap, cross block. 8, double block. 9, cross block. 10, double. 11, payong is crossed. 12, double. It'd be your basic 12 attacks, your basic 12 striking. Again, what we did was just standing. Next step would be, I would be stepping, okay, because I'm going to turn and face my attack. I'm turning, if I was facing this way, I wouldn't have as good a body mechanics or the ability to do this. So we're first starting is I'm stepping out, stepping backwards. Again, starting on your triangle footwork, male triangle 1 point forward. I step back, I step forward for number 2. I step back, I step forward, number 3. Step back, step forward, number 4. Step back, step forward, number 5. I step back, step forward, number 6. Step back, step forward, 7. Step back, step forward, 8. Step back, step forward, 9. Step back, step forward, 10. Step back, step forward, 11. Step back, step forward, 12. Part of that, again, referring to the triangle. With any type of weapons, what you're trying to do is get your ability to move in and move out. So you're moving inside the attack, moving outside the attack. And I'm switching. The attack is over here, I'm facing it here. The attack is here, I'm facing there. You're teaching yourself basic body mechanics. Later on, once you have this, then the ability to twist without stepping will be a little bit easier. So then you add that in. And then the same thing can be done stepping. We'll just do a couple of the numbers just showing that. As I step backwards for number 2, Kaylee's going to step forward. I step backward for number 3, he steps forward. We could do this all going backwards, just like we could do this all, I go forward, he goes backwards, okay? And he steps backwards, and he steps backwards. So we can add on the exact same drill, standing, stepping forward and backward, and then stepping continually backward or stepping continually forward. Would be the first steps in learning your attacks and your basic blocks. Using the basic 12 and your blocks to learn and practice your counters and your defenses and your counters, it's called your abecedario, or basically where that came from is ABCs daily, because you would practice your different counter sets, hopefully daily, many times, to learn those different moves. Okay, so ABC daily, abecedario. What it basically is, it's broken down into different ranges and to teach different combinations. We're going to show a few of them. Specifically, the first one was going to be close range. So we're using el puño, or butt, counters. So again, it's the same basic 12 strikes, same blocks, and using it as a counter. So the first time using puño counters in close would be your normal block, check, and I'm going to be butt striking down low. Okay? When I block, my hand is under his stick, so I'm countering low. 2, same block. Now, on the even side, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, on the even side, they're all going to be straight down with the puño. 3, again, my hand is lower than his stick, so after I block and check, my counter is going to be low, under. 4 is an even number, so block, check, straight down. 5, there's the wing, block, check. Now my hand is above, so I'm going to counter high. 6, even number, so block, check, I'm coming straight down again. 7, block, check, again my hand is above, so I counter high. 8, even number, block, check, I come straight down. 9, block, check, my hand is below, so I counter under. 10, block, check, even number, so I come straight down. 11, block, check, straight down. And 12, block, check, straight down. Now, a couple of things I add on there. First of all is 1, block, check, we went through with the basics, is block, tap. Now, each time I want to control this, so as soon as I block, check, I'm going to be controlling this as I'm attacking, as I'm countering. And the same thing now, he's going to be practicing too. So as I counter, he's going to be checking my counter. So as you look at that once more, block, check, I control, and he taps my counter. 2, block, check, I control, he taps the counter. 3, block, check, control, tap. 4, block, check, control, block, check, and he's tapping every one. That way, I'm not the only one practicing, but he is also, and I'm not just practicing my attacks, but I'm practicing my control on his attack, so I can still control this later, whether they're for disarms or just to be able to slow down his ability to counter my attacks. Now, that was close range, and we could do this same thing without stepping, a little bit closer, or we just did it stepping, where I'm stepping forward and backward, and that can be added with the stepping drills we did before. Next would be striking. We're a little bit farther away, okay, so we're using a striking set. The exact same steps, the exact same attacks, same blocks, okay, but this time I'm striking, okay? Number one, I'm coming back low, high, low, and then thrust. Number two, I'm starting low, I come back high, and then thrust. Number three, I'm going high, high, low, thrust. 4, high, low, thrust. 5, I'm going down, up, low, thrust. 6, high, low, thrust. 7, down, up, high, thrust. 8, high, high, thrust. 9, low, high, low, thrust. 10, high, low, thrust. 11, straight down, straight up, low, thrust. 12, high, low, level strike to the head, and as he checks it, I'm flipping down and coming straight down and thrust. Okay, we'll change angles on this. Again, same attacks. Number 1, block check, low, high, low, thrust. 2, low, high, thrust. 3, high, high, low, thrust. 4, high, low, thrust. 5, down, up, low, thrust. 6, high, low, thrust. 7, down, up, high, thrust. 8, high, high, thrust. 9, low, high, low, thrust. 10, high, low, thrust. 11, straight down, straight up, low, thrust. 12, high, low, level strike 2, flip down through, and thrust. And then the idea is going faster and smooth and being able to build up your speed on those attacks. Going through once more. 1, his attack is high, so my first counter starts low. Low, high, low. Thrust. 2, his attack is high, so my first counter starts low again. 3, his attack is lower, so I go high, high, finish low, and thrust. 4 is the opposite of 2, because his attack is lower, so I go high, low, thrust. 5, I'm going down, up, low, thrust. 6 is the same as 4, high, low, thrust. 7, he's low, so after I go down and up, I stay high and thrust. 8, he's low, so I stay high on both counters. 9 is the same as 1, he's up high, so I start low, high, low, thrust. 10, same as 4 and 6, high, low, thrust. 11, down, up, his hand is high, so I'm going to come back low and thrust. 12, high, I come back low, I swing towards his head, it's blocked, so I flip through and then thrust. So we did 2 sets, we did your puño, and we did your striking set, which is a little bit farther away. This next section we refer to as our tappy-tappy drills. We take our basic blocks, basic attacks, and we're adding on your checking hand. So you start getting this one working more. Because the whole idea is when you're working on your fighting, anything later on, is this hand, you're trying to educate this hand. This hand is the one that wants to be working with everything, because I want to follow this, anything he's attacking. Before, when I mentioned we're doing continuous attacks, they added in this hand, your checking hand, is doing the one that's the controlling, you're disarming, you're locking later on. So now we're starting to work on getting the second hand working. So we work on our tappy-tappy. So different drills we have on here. First one is a 4-count drill, okay, where against number 1 attack, we block, this is 1. Block and check is 1. Then simultaneously, we're passing and switching. So the attack, and then I'm coming back to the check, that's 2. Then you come back 3, 4. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm working on his original attack. I'm trying to get simultaneous. My counter attack, I'm trying to get simultaneous. And then when I'm coming back to check his hand, I'm coming back to control it. Okay, so I'm coming back here. Now, next would be a 5 count. So again, once more, 4 count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're just adding on that second counter. Going to a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, strike low, and come back to your check. Sounds a little bit different. So it's the same as your 4 count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Add the low strike, and then come back. 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4 count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the whole idea of this, again, we'll switch. Kaylee will go through this and go through the whole idea is being able to eventually build up and add on and do whatever you want. So
make sure that when you're going low, your strike is not here. It's high here, under the arm. So you'd be leaving them an opening. So if I were here, his opening would be low. It's open. When I counter high, his opening is low. When he goes low, I still have him trapped or locked. So 4 count. Make sure you're moving your body with your striking. 5 count. 6 count. Again, going low. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if your partner gets lazy and has their elbow bent, you strike to the elbow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Always moving with your striking. This way. Then you can make up your own. You can add downward strikes. When you're doing these drills, make sure that you're always touching your partner. Okay? Anybody can pick up a weapon and just swing it. Anybody can whip it, hit their partner in an accident, but it takes skill to be able to go quickly, touching without hurting your partner. So always make sure you start slowly, touching your target, always as light as you can to get your skill down. This way.
okay, next, adding on, building on, because again, with everything, starting basics, using that next one to build on. We're going to add in a few different things. Okay, so we had on an angle 1, and we went through our basic drills, which now you should be able to understand the idea of adding on your own and starting to work on your tap. Now continuing to work on your checking, your trapping hand, your tappy-tappy, but then adding in a few different counters. And we're going to add in passing a little bit. Okay, so against an angle 1, we're going to start out and we're going to go low, high, low, high, low, high. So each time the attack would go, I could stand and I could just practice this, or he could feed an attack, feed the 1, and I go block, check, low, high. Again, block, check, low, high. Or you could stand and do this. Now, then what you're going to do is after working on a number 1 angle, I'm going to step back. As I use my stick hand, I'm going to pass, step forward with my other foot. Now, my stick is above, so I check underneath. Now, this is, again, just starting to get a little more advanced, so I'm working on this hand. The idea is to try and get one hand up, one hand down, so you can control this. So now on this side, I come across, and I'm going to be going high, low, high, low, high, low. And you can see here again, I'm changing my tap every time. I'm going high, my trap is coming underneath. As I switch my stick under, I bring my tap on top. Now, same thing. I could do this standing, high, low, same as I did on that side, or he can be repeating the attacks, high, low, block, check, high, low. But then what we're going to do now, I've got number 1 angle and number 2 angle. So what I'm going to be doing is I switch. So I'm going to be going on a number 1 side, low, high, and I pass it, and I'm going to a number 2 side, high, low. I come back to a 1, low, high, high, low, and I add my own passing. Okay, I can pass here. I can pass with my hand, low, high, pass with the stick, high, low, pass with my hand. Okay, so now I'm going back and forth. Now, so on 1 would be low, high. Your number 2 side, your even side, would be high, low. Now we're going to add on more counters because the idea is to be able to build up your combinations. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to start with a downward figure 8. If I'm far out, I can be using his hand or his arm as a target. If I'm a little bit closer, I can be using him as a target. I could be leaning and varying my targets. Lean out to his arm, lean into his body. But I'm going to be working my block check and a downward figure 8. Same idea. I'm going to pass this and go to the other side, and I'm working a downward figure 8. And again, I'm going to be working on my tap, get my checking hand working here. So I've got low, high. I've got downward figure 8. I've got high, low, and downward figure 8. Next one, I'll be adding downward circles. I'm going to be doing downward circles, or what we call hulag, H-U-L-A-G, hulag. And I'm going to be doing it on 2 different things. I'm going to be doing a downward circle closer to him, and I can be doing that downward circle on the opposite side. So I can be doing it, I'll do 2 circles in between Kaylee and I, and I'll do 2 circles on my side. Same thing, I'll come back to. And I'll do number 2 angle, even side. I'll do 2 circles on his side. I'll shift and do 2 circles on my side. And the same thing I'll be working with that combination. 1, 2, 2 in front, 2 behind. Pass. 2 in front, 2 behind. Then I'm going to go to an upward figure 8. And again, I'm out far. I'm using his hand or his arm for a target. I'm in closer. I can use him for a target. So I work that one, and I work that on the other side. Now I add that into the combinations. My odd number 1 side, low, high. Okay, now downward figure 8. Now my 2 circles, closer to him, farther from him. Now my upward figure 8. And I pass. On this side I've got high, low. I've got my downward figure 8. I add in my 2 circles on his side, 2 circles on my side. I come back to my upward figure 8. And then I can work on same combinations. I can do it once, each combination. I can do it twice. I can do it, whatever smooth combination I feel in here, and pass and work on the other side. And the last one we work on and add on to that, after your block check, you add on your slashes to the body, downward strike, upward strike, or I come back on number 11 before when we did our basic 12, your pyong block. I can be adding that one in. So the last combination would be your horizontal slashes, going down, up, and adding your pyong or your roof block in. Okay, and I'm passing over, and I've got my horizontals. I can come down, up. I've got my pyong, and again, if you're paying attention, you did the drills properly, you should be able to just flow a little bit more, where if I end up on this side, I'm going down, up, pyong and slash. If I end up on this side, I can still down, up, pyong. I can do several horizontals. I can do down, up, okay? I can come back from down. And as Kaylee mentioned before, the whole idea of this is, now in a number 1 angle, I put them together. I've got low, high, downward figure 8, circles towards him, circles towards me, upward figure 8, down, up, pyong, slash. On this side, high, low. I've got my downward 8, 2 circles on his side, 2 circles on my side, upward figure 8, down, up, pyong, slash. And the idea is that now you should be able to just, between your 4 counts, 6 counts, add in your doubles, your figure 8s, circles, your passes, and you should have the skills at this point where you can start, if not fast, you can start moving in to all your different combinations and putting things together on your 1 and 2 angles, which basically 1 is the same as a 3 if you're shifting your body, is the same as your 5. Okay, so it's the same, even though we're only working on number 1 and number 2, it's the angles of attacks we're working and learning how to put things together. In closing for this DVD, just to do kind of a recap of what we did, a review of things, which can be used either for a warm-up or for a cool-down as we go down. Okay, most of the things that we did, okay, starting out with horizontal, your diagonal, down to the right, up to the left, down to the left, up to the right, media, your snap slash, hit and pull back, your butt thrusts, low, level, down, level, low. Your long thrusts, straight, closed, open, straight, closed, open. Your hook thrust, or song kitty. Your abanico, your fan movement. Abanico, again, basically means fan in one of the dialects in the Philippines, to the head and downward. Your wittix, or wrist snaps, okay, your level backhand, your downward wittick on top of the head, downward backhand, your level forehand wittick, your downward forehand wittick, your circles, your circular movement up on the right side, and you can follow around your head and go down on the left side, so it's just a continuous movement. And you take that into your circles and your figure eights up on the right, go up and across and upward circle on your left side. You can bring that into your upward figure eights. Again, this is a blade cut, making sure that your wrist is turned so the blade's making contact. Downward circle on the right side, downward circle on your left or on your stomach side, your downward figure eight. Again, you can just be using body mechanics here, open it up a little bit, make it available for a longer, heavier weapon, tighten it back up again. And helicopter, we didn't cover before, is going around your head towards the inside. And again, this is a blade cut, okay? Just a flat circle around your head, moving into the amuras, okay? Your vertical, forehand, backhand, your horizontal, okay? And then making a 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and horizontal, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then putting it together, the combination of horizontal with vertical, horizontal with vertical. So you've got your basic arcos, then your amuras, okay? First, arco, reverse, up twice is your 6, arco, reverse, up twice, arco, reverse, song kitty, reverse is your 13, and then 19, arco, reverse, up twice, arco, reverse, upward 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, slash, downward, downward, and reverse. Your 12 basic strikes, open to the temple, close to the temple, open to the ribs, close to the ribs, thrust to the abdomen, thrust to the abdomen, strike to the knee, strike to the knee, thrust to the chest, thrust to the chest, a diagonal to the top of the head, and a diagonal to the top of the head. Your basic counters, your blocking for your 12 basic strikes. Right foot forward, block check, 1, step back, step forward, 2, step back, step forward, 3, step back, step forward, 4, wing block, step back, step forward, 5, step back, step forward, 6, up or down, step back, step forward, the knee strike, block and tap, knee strike, block and tap, 8, thrust to the chest, block, tap, thrust to the chest, block, tap, right foot forward, payong and tap, left foot forward, double and tap. Add on your basic counters, your butt strikes first, you're in close. 1 is low, 2, even numbers, down. 3, low. 4, even number, down. 5, your hand is above, so you go high. 6, even number, down. 7, your hand is above, so you go high. 8, even number, down. 9, your hand is below, you go under. 10, even number, you go down. 11, you go high. 12, you go down. Your swinging set, same for your 12 basic strikes. Okay, right foot forward, block check, low, low, high, low, thrust. 2, low, high, thrust. 3, high, high, low, thrust. 4, high, low, thrust. 5, down, up, low, thrust. 6, high, low, thrust. 7, down, up, high, thrust. 8, high, high, thrust. 9, same as 1, low, high, low, thrust. 10, same as 4 and 6, high, low, thrust. 11, straight down, straight up, low, thrust. 12, high, low, level strike to the head, flip straight down through the head, and thrust. That's not all, but that's most, a lot of the more important points in the first DVD. My son Kaylee and I are from Four Winds Martial Arts, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Our family is from northern Luzon in the Philippines, and the style that we were mostly representing, we're both instructors and have long ties with Doce Paris from Cebu in the Philippines. What we did today in this first DVD, went through the basics, your grips, your basic strikes, going into a little bit more your basic twirling, and how to put those together. We went through your basic patterns of attack, your basic blocks, and some of your counter sets, in close and a little bit farther range. We also try to give you some of your trapping drills so you start learning the use of your other hand. We hope that we gave you enough drills that you can start putting things together and mixing and matching. We covered that where you can start learning the first drills, then adding them together, and then using those to create your own. We'd like to point out that none of the DVDs are designed as a standalone for someone that's never done anything before to pick up and all of a sudden learn or become an expert in the use of these weapons, any of the martial arts, pick up a knife, a stick, whatever else. An example is when my son was pointing out that you were making contact to better practice some of these things. When you learn the right way, the right time, the right way to do things, and your partner, just as importantly, understands those same circumstances that you're practicing under, these things can be practiced under a fair amount of safety and done well. We hope that this is designed to increase your awareness in the Philippine martial arts and hopefully expand your knowledge in the martial arts period. But if you're working with this, we strongly recommend contact us, contact an authorized, qualified instructor in the Philippine martial arts, Eskrima, in your area, and work with them, use this to study with them, under them, so you do things the proper way. Thank you.
Wow.